In this video, I will talk about my experience traveling to Bissau. Bissau is the capital city of Guinea-Bissau, and Bissau is listed 7th among the 15 least visited countries around the world.
Boy, ayo naga.
We are now heading towards the Gambian border. This should take about 30 minutes drive. We had to make quick stops to get data so we can keep navigating towards Bissau. It's all about staying connected and making sure we have the information we need for a smooth journey. We arrived at Ziguinchor around 2 p.m. but there's a roadblock ahead because it's Friday prayers, so we had to also journey before we continue our journey to Bissau. We are now heading towards the Bissau border. This is about 3 minutes drive from Ziguinchor.
Buntu yi mooy buntu yi force dama ñu kaa fay kii nu mu tudd mais force bi commencé ñu kaa fay. waaw xam nga dañu kaa jaay ñu la woon rek. waaw 1000 ñun bu ñu kaa bi nag jox 1000 ma duggee si biir néeg bi tamit ñoom ñaar ñoo jàkkaarloo rek. kii jël lii kii jël nii nga xam ne ñu daawoon doon 7000 ku nekk.
When I tell you Guinea-Bissau is never beating the allegations, trust me. We have heard so many stories about crossing the Bissau border, but this, wow.
We're sharing events and beats in Guinea for a wedding. I look like a hot mess though.
I know. So how long have you been here?
I've been traveling for the past 11 hours. Coming to Guinea is no joke. Right now we've been waiting at the border. The second border almost for an hour. The first border too, we were there for an hour. Both my trucks got sent back, so we'll see what happens.
Nah, that's crazy. I feel like people need to be here to see like the reality and then know
what we go through.
Yeah, like traveling to Gambia is easy.
Like even traveling to Senegal and here the language barrier, like nobody would speak a language you understand.
Yeah.
Like no English, no French, it's just Portuguese and Creole or which one? Mangiago.
And some of them even understand like the local language.
No, they're definitely not the most hospitable group of people. Sorry, you know. But hopefully once we get to Bissau, it will be better.
Well, I hope so.
At this point, we are so exhausted, but we still had to get another SIM card since the orange SIM card in Senegal doesn't work in Bissau. So I had to get another SIM card. Continue navigating my map towards Bissau. So this is the place where everything started to go left. So when we got to this place, it had a nice scenery, a lot of people, going about their business. So I drove 200 meters and then I said to myself, I think I should park my car now and fly my drone. Look, I had no idea what was gonna happen next.
Moment of truth. So, I passed the border and, I'm like, I think I should fly my drone to show that I'm now in Guinea. And, I go to this place called Ngore and I parked my car and I removed my drone. Trust me, before I flew my drone, I searched online if there are any drone restrictions in Guinea. And I read that you could actually fly drones in Guinea. So I removed my drone and I flew it. Bro, before the drone even took off, like I saw a lot of people gathering. So I'm like, what's happening? And this old man came and stood by my car and then he was talking. I didn't know what he was saying because he was speaking Portuguese. Bro, before I knew anything, I saw this police car just came and parked in front of me. Like I was shocked and I was like so confused. And I knew, wow, like now I'm in trouble because you know it's 5 p.m. and I have to be in Guinea, you know, at least around 8, so I can have a good rest. But now I can't because now the police are here and they've asked me to turn and then go back to the station. So we went back to the station and they took my drone, took my phone, my documents, everything. Bro, this was like a nightmare. You know, I thought the nightmare at the border would have been it. Like from here, I'm going straight to Bissau, but then this came and it was so frustrating. They were speaking Portuguese. I had no idea what they're saying. Luckily there was this guy amongst them that was able to speak Mandinka, so he was able to translate some of the stuff they were saying. But yeah, it was such a big deal, and then later I understood that you know the week before we came, there was sort of like an attempted coup that happened.
Hello and welcome to Eye on Africa. I'm Clarisse Fortuné. Our top stories. Guinea-Bissau's National Guard commander is in custody after a gun battle in the capital. A night of clashes when two members of the government were being questioned over missing money.
Guinea-Bissau's President Umaru Sissoco Embalo on Saturday said this week's deadly violence involving members of the National Guard was an attempted coup as the army ordered them back to barracks.
And maybe that was the reason why, they found this to be such a big deal. But I'm like, you know what? If this is a big deal, why not just delete the footage? Let us go. But no, this will, were there asking for details, asking for everything. And they even had to call the lady I was supposed to shoot the weddings for and ask her like how much she's paying me. And all of that just to be able to know how much they want to rip off from me. Bro, like this people asked to 100,000 SEPA. That's like almost $10,000 plus. Like, where am I even gonna pay that? But then, I told them I don't have that. This is what I have. You guys can take it fine. If you guys can't, well, this is what I have. Bro, they kept us there for like 3 hours plus. It was so, so frustrating. And after that, they called the police in Guinea and then in Bissau. So we had to like go with two other police and then head to Bissau. And then on the way, not even 30 minutes from where there was this another stop that this young police guy was there and he was asking for my passport. And you know, the police who were in the car who were going with me to Bissau told him that they have it. But then it's because of this what happened about the drone. That's why they're going with me to Bissau, blah 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 blah. And that guy insisted, nah, he needs to see it. These people nearly fought there. Like it was so so crazy. Like they nearly fought there. And bro, like it was so confusing. Like, bro, like these people had no alliances. Like it was just this person saying this, another person saying that. And it just made me realize like how unappreciative I've been like about everything in Gambia here. Cause here at least whatever happens, like if if you talk to this person, if they call this person, at least they're gonna be on the same page.
Johnny.
I don't get stamped out.
Yeah, you should get stamped out, but we forget it at home.
Oh, okay.
Just come maybe 10 minutes back.
Okay.
My boss was calling me, go, you are late,
Okay, no problem.
Let me help you. Some country sites. We are not in Europe. We are in Africa. A picture, you can charge for photography. In the law, I'm saying in the law, you can be charged for photography. Before taking a picture to a premises, you should take a permission. First, well, you don't have right to stand in the middle of the people taking a picture. You can charge for photography. In the law. I mean in the law, not my idea. Yeah?
So we had to wake up very early on Saturday, the wedding day, to report to the police. And we spent around 3 to 4 hours at the police. And we came back to the hotel and we already met a wedding planner, setting up. So we had to quickly get our equipments and start shooting the behind the scenes. At this point we're exhausted, but we don't have much time, so we need to just start shooting and keep going. The plan was for us to leave on Sunday after the wedding night, but then we were told at the police that we had to report again on Monday, which was very, very uncomfortable for us, but we had no other choice. So we stayed on Sunday. We woke up very early and joined the breakfast brunch. And honestly, I think this was one of the most fun part of the journey, because the food was so delicious. And then we also had a long day to ourselves, rest, and then go out and explore Bissau a little bit. But honestly, at this point, I think we were so exhausted, and also we were very careful as well because we didn't want to run into another issue with any other person. So when we went out to the market to take more footages and also shop as well, I decided to remove my camera and take some videos. But when I tell you, I was super careful. I was really careful. And I think this is all because of the experience I've had visiting the place. But honestly, people in Bissau are very nice people. Besides the language barrier, people there speak a lot of Portuguese and Creole. But besides that, I think people are very nice. And I think what I would say is, whoever is visiting place for the first time, it's always important to look at the place and look it up and make sure whatever that's happening, you're aware of it, just to save yourself from getting into any trouble. The bride invited us to her mother's house because they had a little party going on, and we were so excited because we were gonna witness Bissau party. And having heard a lot about Bissau and the way they can party, I think this was so exciting for us, and it didn't disappoint at all. But overall, honestly, Bissau is such a cool place. It's beautiful, and the people are nice. I'm just encouraging whoever is watching this to visit, Bissau, visit wherever you want to visit. Like, the world is there to explore, and sometimes things like this happen. So you just have to learn from it and make sure it doesn't happen again. Like me. I hope you guys like this video. You can watch, share, subscribe. I have more stuff coming up because this is just an introduction to whatever the page is. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you next time.